For many years, CEA, or the Consumer Electronics Association, has been working hard to promote and expand the consumer electronics industry. They continue to do just that, and we're delighted to kick off this week's broadcast, as we always try to do, with various special events that CEA puts together as often as we can throughout the year, is the president and CEO of the Consumer Electronics Association, Gary Shapiro. Hello, Gary. Welcome back into Tomorrow.
Dave, thank you. It's so great to be here with you.
It's a pleasure to have you, because this is kind of an unprecedented time in our history, certainly in our economy, and yet consumers in general, I think it's safe to say, and of course you guys do all the actual studies, still clamors for their consumer electronics goodies. We still will not go without our TV. We won't go without our MP3 player or portable digital media device and when we're traveling. And I think that's important not only for your members in this industry, but just because we're humans.
Absolutely, Dave. We are humans. We feel some uncertainty now. Certainly it's unprecedented in our lifetime. We face an uncertain economy. We face some challenges. We face a new administration with a new president who has announced a whole series of policies which may not favor corporate investment and technology, and obviously we're concerned about that. But we believe that the hope and inspiration a new president can inspire, his focus on the economy. He's a technology guy. He was elected because of his use and brilliance in using digital electronics.
Well, that's true. Certainly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unprecedented.
Yeah.
And, his positions, which are not favoring investment in technology, such as his positions on trade, on corporate taxation, on card check, we hope will be moderated in favor of the fact that the jobs that he wants are created by employers, and those employers are in the technology world. So we are optimistic. And we also believe that the fact is that I know oil prices are going down now, but we have a sensitivity about spending money as Americans. All of us do. And we are spending more time at home.
Sure.
And we want to invest in our homes. And whether it's restaurants or travel or boats or whatever we're giving up, we're still spending money on consumer electronics. Our research shows that the consumer electronics spending for the holiday season will take a bigger share than in prior years, even though people will be spending less.
Wow. Well, that speaks a lot about your members, about the industry in general for consumer electronics being as strong as they are as we get into this holiday shopping season.
Well, yes. I mean, we predict 3.5% growth for the fourth quarter. We have over 7% growth for the year, and I don't know of another industry that has growth except maybe bankruptcy attorneys and political campaign consultants. So there's
although their business has dropped off considerably now, I think.
Well, yes, thankfully, because I can't get another solicitation from either party at this point.
And another TV commercial or whatever. Enough.
Right.
Thank God it's over. Now we'll see what happens, if anything, as we progress further. But we talked on the show a couple of weeks ago with you about staycations, for example, and how many of us consumers are saying we're not going to spend the money to go traveling where we might have, whether it's for the holidays or otherwise. Let's stay home and invest in more home theater related things, do more family things, gather around and watch our favorite shows in high def, for example. And that is happening.
Absolutely. So you have this economy which is causing uncertainty and getting people to focus on their home and spending time with their family for pennies per hour. Plus you have the February 17th critical date. And, there's two transitions going on in this great democracy of ours. One is for the president, and the other is for analog to digital, all within 30 days. What history in the making? And frankly, I think both of them will go very smoothly, and that's what makes our democracy great.
So you don't think that'll be his first crisis?
It did seem unfair when the legislation was passing at the time to take this new president. We knew it wouldn't be Bush. He was term limited out several years ago. Ironically, little known fact, John McCain championed that legislation. It could have been for him.
Well,
he was the guy who made it happen, set that hard cutoff date of February 17th. It really, ironically, was a compromise between those who wanted it after the Super Bowl, but they also wanted it after the election.
Yeah.
But early enough so that the people who could give the money for that new spectrum would get it. So here we are. February 17th is approaching. People are buying TV sets in record numbers. Mm-hmm. They're also buying video games. They're buying handheld devices. It's actually been a fairly good year for the consumer electronics industry in 2008.
Sure. And one of the things that I don't think really surprised me, but I was amazed at how big growth there is in this particular category that your CEA surveys undertook, was talking about GPS, the single biggest product category in terms of growth going into this holiday season. A lot of folks wanting electronics to tell them where to go.
I find that very encouraging, not only because of my job and because I love the product, but also I always get lost, and I'm a guy that I don't like to ask for directions.
Yeah, of course,
the GPS, the truth is a lot of guys get lost, and a lot of other people get lost, women, and GPS is something which saves us, and it saves wasted gasoline.
There you go. So it's a win-win-win for all of us.
Win-win. It's the kind of product like the remote control or some other products which you say, a microwave oven, why do I need this when it's first introduced? And then you try it and you said, how did I live without this?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the same way with HD. You know, how does anybody watch standard definition television?
I'm the same way with Blu-ray HD.
Well, there you go.
Because I insisted our movies that we get from Netflix be in Blu-ray.
As well you should, but then they want to charge you more money for them.
I was not happy with that.
No. Well, we'll have to work on. That'll be a next big fight we'll work on. We'll see how that goes. You've got to be really pumped, though, with less than 8 weeks away for the big Consumer Electronics Show. On the outset and our minute remaining, because our important goal here, no offense, but we want to have your exhibitors on the show over the next 3 hours. So that's what we're going to work toward. But what's got you most pumped about CES coming up very soon?
I am pumped with the level of participation we're having, the executives from around the world, the new technologies which are being introduced, the excitement, the sense that there's a future, that there's hope, that there's innovation, and that's going to drive the economy. Consumers are going to love it, and that's going to make the difference. And please, government, don't screw it up.
Oh, yes, please, government. And that means all of you in government. Pay particular attention to what this does for our economy and how so many jobs are dealt with, and us consumers clamor for consumer electronics. Don't screw it up. Good parting words there as we head on to the rest of the broadcast. This will be, as I understand it, the third largest CES in the 42-year history. So there's going to be a lot to cover, and we're going to be broadcasting 4 solid weeks as we launch our 14th season come January at CES. We're pumped.
As am I. Thank you, Dave.
My pleasure. Thank you. Gary Shapiro, the president and CEO of CEA, the Consumer Electronics Association. Visit cesweb.org for more info and ce.org. We're back in New York right after this.